Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Please be joined by Jameer Rose of Noble High School out in Maine. How's it going?
It's going good. Things are going well so far. Yeah.
So, I gotta ask you, like, let's talk about this basketball season. It's been a pretty good one for your team, and I know I know you personally have gotten a lot of accolades in the preseason. But what has this season been like for you guys?
I think this season's been I think it's been our hardest season so far, just based off of like pressure and expectations. Like our past my freshman year, sophomore year, and junior year, we were all kind of like under the radar. So like we didn't have a lot of pressure. Nobody really expected us to do much. But coming into this year, like there was no hiding anymore. Everybody knew who we were, so we just had to come out and play, and we've really came together as a group so far and persevered through all the ups and downs throughout the games, and we're able to start off undefeated so far.
And the thing is, you're 5-0 to start the year, and none of these games that you guys have been in, they've been pretty close games.
Mm.
I think the biggest one was getting the big win against and I hope I'm saying this right, Falmouth.
Falmouth.
Falmouth. Okay.
Yeah, that was a big game, especially last year. We were in a similar spot this year when we went to their place last year.
Yeah.
Like we were doing good, and they shut us down. Like we lost to them, not by a lot, but they really put us in our place last year. So to get them when they came back to Noble, it was a great feeling because they're one of the consistent programs, and Noble's on the come up right now in the consistency department. So
So, w- for people that may not know, like, just kind of explain, like, what is high school basketball like, just in the state of Maine?
uh it's very competitive. It's just not as deep. Like there's really good teams. There's just not as many as good teams compared to other states. Like, yeah.
Yeah, and obviously that's on, I know obviously there's still a lot of good teams. So,
Yeah.
um, but coming off a pretty successful football season as well, what was that like from jumping from football to basketball and all that?
Uh, this year's transition has been my hardest out of all my years, and it's because we went further for this year in football than we have in past years. But my coach is very lenient with me because he knew my body had to recover. Like it's not easy going straight from football straight into basketball. So we were pretty lenient in like practice and stuff, just in the transition. And then, the shot's still a little rusty. I haven't fully got it back yet,
Yeah.
but yeah, just got to get off the rust.
Yeah, of course, obviously some off time, after the big win on Saturday. And then of
Yeah.
course coming in, it's going to be there's a lot of, you got 4 games in a span of, I think, like in a week or something, like
Yeah.
looking at the schedule. Um, what's that going to be like for you?
It's gonna be fun. Like, the big thing about our group is that we all enjoy playing basketball. Like us get we don't think of it as like we have to go play 4 games. We're like, oh, we get to play 4 games. Like we get to do this. We get to go to these places. So we're all excited for it. We take it as a challenge. Like, hey, they gave us 4 games in 7 days. Like we're gonna have to be on our stuff to win these games.
Yeah. Obviously, I think coming into the season with you guys, many people knew around the state about what you can do and stuff like that.
Mm.
Of course, yeah, I don't know how you feel about getting accolades and personal stuff, because some people humbled by it and all that stuff. But what was
Mm.
it like to you know I know Max Preps put you as the top rated boys basketball player in the state of Maine.
Mm.
What was that like to get for you?
It was a great feeling. Like the initial feeling was great when I first saw that. I was like, yeah, like because especially where I'm from in Maine, like our school has never been good at basketball. Like we've never won a boys. We've never won a state championship. My school's never won a state championship, and I was the first 1,000 point scorer for a boy since 1985. So to get the max preps accolade is like it was good because I was finally getting noticed on like a national scale. Like it's max preps is bigger than just me. So it was a good feeling.
And it was also, for the school as well. You look at a lot of you mentioned to have, the success that you guys have had, and you just said it. I mean, the program hasn't, first 1,000 point scores in 30 plus years,
Mm.
to get that, and to kind of carry that flag for the school. What did that mean to you to get it done for Noble?
It meant the world to me. Like, because growing up, I used to love going to games, but I used to hate going to games. Like, because I'd be like, oh, I'd be so excited, like, oh, like it's a basketball game or a football game, and then we'd end up losing. So it hurt. But my biggest thing is like just giving the kids in the community and like my school something to look forward to, and being the person to do that is it's a great feeling.
You have a lot of good teammates, but you also have a lot of great coaches. What is this coaching staff like? What have they helped you with the most?
I think the main thing that, especially Coach Morgan, who's our head coach, he um he really helped me with the mental side of things. Like I was physically gifted since freshman year, but like he helped me develop like the mental toughness part. Like when things aren't going bad, or when things are going bad, like really bad, how are you gonna be? Like, what's the difference between you when things are going bad and things are going really well? And he really helped me just close that distance, because when I was a sophomore, I was a head case. Like when things would go bad, I was gone. Like my head was I was out of the game. But he really helped me build my mental toughness up to now where like I'm just in the middle all the time. Like I never get too high, never get too low. And they push us hard. Like we there's no easy practices for us. And they make us earn everything.
Nothing ever comes easy, doesn't it?
Nope.
And honestly, it shouldn't. But coming into this, this stretch, of course, being your senior and stuff like that, and first off, can you believe that you're a senior? And just what is it kind of meant to know that you only got one more shot at this thing?
Mm, I can't believe I'm a senior, to be honest. It just the time goes by fast. Like people used to always tell me like, "Hey, once you're in high school, like it goes by fast, man." I used to never listen, and it's crazy that I'm a senior. I feel like I was a freshman like yesterday, and it's we're all feeling it that like this is our last chance to do it. Like we've been talking about doing this, especially my group, like my grade. We've all been playing together for like 9 years. Like we've all been together since like elementary school. So we've been talking about doing this for like 9 years now. We are all feeling it that this is our last chance to do it. And we're just hoping that we can pull through.
Yeah. Going into, this, that you got this off time, of course, at time of recording, it is Christmas Eve, but
Yep.
heading into these next few days, like, how are you gonna try? How are you gonna try to stay in check? Because I don't know how everybody celebrates, but you're probably gonna eat a lot of food over the next few days.
Yeah. I'm a big eater. I like to eat a lot of food, but coach does a good job. Like we have practice the day after Christmas, and it's not gonna be like a kill practice. Like he's not gonna try to kill us. It's just gonna be just getting off all like the Christmas rust of like just sitting around all day, your muscles being tight, and like you eating all that food, just getting all that off, so we can get into a big practice the day before our game Saturday.
Yeah. Really, these next few games are going to be critical for you guys. But what do you really want to see out of these next four,
Mm,
to kind of get you guys ready for when you guys get back from school? Because it's
yeah,
probably going to be jam packed, because you're probably going to see a lot of the teams that you saw already this season.
exactly. I think the main thing that we're looking for as a group is just discipline and consistency. Like we got to stay disciplined in all the little stuff, like because that's where we struggled. Our first 5 games is like the little things, and if we can improve on that, like nobody's perfect.
Right.
So we understand that, but if we can just keep trying to get better at the things that we struggle with that we picked up on film and just improve them every game. Because the goal is not to be perfect in December. The goal is to be perfect at the beginning of March.
Yeah.
So that's yeah.
All right. Like you talk about the mental space earlier. How do you get like mentally ready for a game?
I I have my like it's I'm a little weird person, so I stay after school. I need to be like fully focused on basketball. So I'll watch the first team game. I'll cheer on the first team. I'll stay for the JV game. I'll cheer on the JV, and then I go into the locker room after the first quarter, and I listen to music. That's a big part, is listening to the music, and then just really I watch a lot of film like the days before, but listen to music. Music gets me ready. So
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
So, um, okay, what's Jameer listening to?
Uh that's actually a good question. Hold on, I got my phone. I tell you. Really? Like Lil Baby. I listen to a lot of Lil
Yep,
Baby.
yep,
Um Drake.
yep.
Hold on, let me
Album one.
I got you. Gunna. I
Yep,
like Gunna and Future.
yep.
That's my four that I listen to before games.
All right. All right. Let's get to know you a little bit more, Jameer. How about that?
Yep.
Okay, who's your all-time favorite player?
Yo. I think I think it's Chris Paul. I love Chris Paul.
Okay,
That's my boy.
yeah.
Same numbers, same play style. It's pretty cool.
All right. I know you do not have a professional team in Maine, but do you have a favorite team that you root
I
for?
don't have a favorite NBA team. I have a favorite NFL team, not
Yeah,
NBA
who would
team.
that be?
Seattle Seahawks.
Okay.
Yeah.
What got you into that? I mean, if be a fan of a team through
Okay.
like 4 or 5 time zones away from you.
When I was a kid, I used to just watch the games, and my favorite color was green. And they happened to be wearing like green on their jerseys, and I was like, "Oh, that's my favorite team," because they were wearing my favorite color. And then ever since then, I just stuck with them, and it didn't help because I live in New England, like Maine's part of New England, and everybody around me are Pats fans. So when the Seahawks lost to the Patriots, I heard about it. But
Yeah. Favorite best moment in your basketball career thus far.
oh crap, this is tough. I'd say the best moment in my basketball career so far was winning our first playoff game last year because we won the first playoff. Well, that was our first, or no, making it to the regional final last year is what I'll say, because that was our first regional final appearance ever.
Yeah.
And the way that we look at it is like building blocks. Like my freshman year, 0-17, didn't win a game. Sophomore year, we went 7-11, lost in the first round of the playoffs, and then last year we made it all the way to the regional championship for the first time ever in Noble history for boys basketball, obviously. And now, like it's just we're building up to the state championship, which is our main goal.
Absolutely. Let's see. Go-to place for food.
Chick-fil-A.
Okay,
Yeah.
good enough. Finally, all-time favorite movie.
Oh, it used to be Space Jam, but now and then it was Uncle Drew, but now it's Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Okay, okay. All right. All right, Jameer, thank you so much for the time as
Or
always, and best of luck the rest of the season.
thank you. I appreciate it.